Let's get into our communities. And today we're not just going to be looking at just one community. We're going to be looking at different places across the country. And this is about the issue of road developments. I mean, the development of road is literally quite falling apart in some places, from the heart of Ashanti region to the northern region to Bono to Western. Communities are actually tired of navigating potholes, mud, and dust, because some of these roads have actually been abandoned and mid-construction, and also eroded beyond the use. And let's not forget, roads are very important to communities, because these are actually lifelines to trade, education, healthcare, and all that. But in most part of the country, especially these places that I've actually called, some roads are deplorable, and the communities are begging and asking for help when it comes to this issue. We have some reports that we are going to be looking into, and after those reports, we are going to be talking to different correspondents and obviously some leaderships in the areas that we've just mentioned. Let's check out our report.
Highway is a vital link connecting Kumasi to Bekwai, Obuasi, and communities in the Amansie and Adansi areas. It also serves as a major route from the Ashanti region to both the central and western regions, making it one of the busiest stretches in the country. Recognizing its importance, the Akufo-Addo-led administration initiated the dualization of a 20-kilometer section to ease traffic and enhance safety.
Dualization of the Anyankwanta-Hilema-Kokobin Road is part of measures to improve the condition of the road network in the Ashanti region. These measures are targeted to reducing travel times, lowering vehicle operating costs, and improving safety.
Contractors initially moved to the site and carried out work around the clock. However, the current state of the abandoned project now poses significant dangers to road users.
And I buy and so yeah, masters mamu, Ejuma Okwan is idea, the Apamo in every quano. Is a quan baby on my yakitu be Amanada on me, yeah, he used to say, say, Odinam Quanosua, or your crana cabby baby Kawasham to find your moya boy. Find a day. I didn't see an aquan one to two. This is a Obua, a crazy. So, one am soon as a winning sopa, would ya grandha, what to catch any. Is Obua called Boconapotus. As I'm running to the Basana, who knows all the type boomer. Nine sock of us, Amaba.
She said, I make you plug. Bedua, Bedua, Amanano. Yes, it's here. Bill say a quantity that the one who you keep plug. I saw sprint and I spin on keep your Kwamu Gomino. You mistake out or be to go to Bukukwa.
Drivers are forced to carefully maneuver through narrow lanes, dodging abandoned excavations, and other hazards that now dot the stretch. Some motorists say the contractors vacated the site about 6 months ago, although they are unsure of the reasons for the withdrawal.
When we are getting to the election, we saw that they've taken all their machines out of sight. For that, at least about 6 months ago, I've not seen them on this place because we thought when they came to the site, everything would be on point and they'll speed up to do to construct the road for us. We were happy that, unfortunately, Ghana, when someone gets something new, you try to do something for you to see that, oh, I'm going to do it. At long last, it will be dead or vanish. So Ghana for you. We are hoping maybe the new government coming to board. We are hoping maybe they could do something big out of it.
ChannelOne news sources, however, point to technical difficulties and partial funding constraints as the reasons behind the stalled projects. Frustrated motorists are now calling on authorities to resume and complete the project without further delay.
Construction of the Sino-Hydro 3-tier Kwame Nkrumah interchange in Takoradi began in 2020 and was expected to be completed by June 2023. However, the project was abandoned at about 80% completion during the previous administration, reportedly due to the IMF negotiations. Although the Akufo-Addo government promised to complete it before December 2024, that pledge went unfulfilled. With former President John Mahama now back in office and having also pledged to complete the project, residents say it is time for him to make good on that promise. They argued the current state of the interchange is not only damaging their vehicles, but also causing severe traffic congestion.
The purpose of this particular project, to the best of my knowledge, is to ease the traffic. And you are also witnessing the traffic that we are going through. In fact, it has become a counterproductive. They decided to ease the traffic, but right now the traffic has increased because they couldn't finish the project. So we need to take a longer period before you can get to your destination. 2, our budget, as I told you. 3, the health implication. I don't know. You think you've not seen anything. People are inhaling the dust and other things. And the consequences of inhaling the dust, kidney problem and other heart-related issues.
We are not supposed to use this place at the first time. Yeah. But because of the inconveniences on the main road, we have to use this particular channel. And as you can see, if you're moving in here, from that very curve, it's very dangerous. Anything can happen. Yes, anything can happen. So I believe the authorities will have to come in, and probably they will have to make the constructors redo 1 or 2 works here for us to apply this road to work.
We need to stop programs that are made by government. If a government goes, then it belongs to the outgoing government. There is nothing for the government. Everything we see here is for Ghana.
Residents and motorists, while acknowledging the Mahama administration has only been in office for a few months, have issued a strong caution. They say there will be consequences if the government fails to fulfill its promise to complete the interchange.
The old government left it idle. So we are pleading with the government so that it can help us. Maybe I know that the system is hard, but we are cooperating so that the interchange will be done. As I'm speaking right now, we have to do another estimate on that. I know that the government is planning on that.
I'm telling them, as a Ghanaian, not a politician, but I'm telling them as a Ghanaian that they should go by their promise. We hold them accountable. By God's grace, gradually Ghanaians are also learning 1 or 2 things. The importance of voting. So we are telling them that we hold them accountable. If not today, the time is very close.
The government just took over. So for the interchange, let's give them some time. Let's give them. I believe there are other projects they are working on. Yes, so we have to give them some time. Then probably after August, if nothing is being done or we don't see anything happening, then I think we can complain from there.
The Damango Solar Road, part of the 147.5 kilometer Fufulusu Solar double-sealed surface road project, was constructed in 2012 and commissioned in 2015. Today, the once praised road has severely deteriorated, becoming a death trap for both travelers and vehicles. Speaking to ChannelOne News, some drivers reported that armed robbery cases along the stretch have become rampant, calling for increased security patrols to safeguard lives.
Bad nature of the road is also, is exposing us to robbery, because we get to a point that the car would not be able to move as fast as possible, and that exposes all of us as passengers to robbers.
At least we need more securities for the road because the road is too bad. Instead of you to use 2 hours to solar or ball, you use more than 4 hours to reach that place.
They also lamented the poor road conditions frequently cause vehicles breakdowns, making it necessary for government to intervene urgently to maintain and reconstructing the road.
This thing destroys ties all the time. A lot of cars get accidents through the passing through here, and with this kind of roads, if you ply through one or in a month or so, you will need to get new tires, and this is terrible.
Passengers also expressed frustrations over the long hours now spent on the road due to its poor state, which has led to a sharp rise in transportation fares.
Previously, the charges that they were taking us were lower. But I want to believe that because it costs them also. If you use your car on this road and go back about 1 or 2 times, you will need to change some spare parts. And of course, that cost build up, they would have to push it on us as passengers.
They further highlighted the difficulties in transferring pregnant women and sick patients from Bole to Tamale, stressing the agent's need for the road repairs to facilitate safer and quicker travel.
In fact, the road is not good at all. We are suffering. Even if they are to transfer a pregnant woman to Damango or Bole for delivering, it always be a problem because the road is not good at all.
Mumuni Mohammed, the assembly member for Kabampe and the presiding member for the West Gonja Municipal Assembly, stated that deterioration of the road began while the contractor was still on site.
The entire road was constructed in 2012. The contract was awarded to 2 Chinese companies. One was China Water and Electrical Company Limited. Then we have the China Harbor and Engineering Limited. 10 years down the line, portions of the roads has deteriorated so badly. And because of that, it has made commuters and vehicle owners so much worried.
Are essential for human development. They improve the lives of people, enhance economic activities, and strengthen security and safety. Unfortunately, this cannot be said about the Yendi-Wapuli-Chelpuni stretch. The road is riddled with potholes and broken bridges, with some sections submerged by water during the rainy season. In the dry season, the road becomes extremely dusty, rocky, and hazardous. Passengers and drivers lament the numerous challenges they face: frequent vehicular breakdowns, exposure to armed robberies, and serious health risk due to dusty inhalations.
Yendi route stretching to Chiriponi, the road is very terrible. It had been awarded to contractors severally, and we never saw its light. And it's very dangerous when it comes to rainy season, where you see water crossing the road. I mean, we find it difficult, especially when we have sick people and want to carry them, or they are transferred to Yendi to seek medical care. It is not always easy for us.
We those who is riding motorbike, we can see that where you're supposed to pass, your right hand side, when you are going and then over there is not good, you will try to pass where you get the good road, and another one will be coming on that side. So it can cause a problem for us.
Community members living along the road recounted frequent accidents and health issues caused by the dust.
We are experiencing accidents here, killing our animals and then children's. Yesterday, even you can see here, yesterday we got accident here, and it was a motorbike with children.
Although government invests heavily in constructing roads, the actions of some reckless tractor operators are accelerating road deterioration. These operators move with their plow blades down, causing severe damage to the road surfaces.
Residents living along the 80-kilometer Jinijini-Sampa road, along with regular users, are appealing to the government to urgently resume and complete construction of this vital thoroughfare in the Bunu region, connecting Brekum West, German District, and German South Municipality. The road plays a crucial role in facilitating trade between Ghana and Ivory Coast. Work on the road stalled after the elections, leading to its current deteriorated state, dusty, rough, and challenging for daily commuters. Awarded to Rango Construction Limited in 2024, initial work saw the removal of the old bitumen surface, but progress has since stalled, worsening road conditions. The road is especially important for transporting cashews from Sampa to Tema Harbour, making its completion crucial to local economic activities. Drivers and commuters continue to endure the hardships of traveling the dusty, bumpy route each day.
Deplorable Road is no good. This morning I applied it to Deplorable for a day workshop and I'm returning, and the road is actually not good. It needs to be fixed.
Deplorable say Bribia car short. There's a BM pack so the car be for kwano so. Manene yehu. Nti yesese nkomo way. Na ne yeso ye no, yeso yetumi akoye nim kakra.
Kwano de asep empanifo betuma boa ye hom bia nka be boa. Kwano de tete the cars essay passengers hunamane na kwan anyenti.
The Member of Parliament for Brekum West, the Sinchedua, has been speaking about the efforts by the Roads Minister to ensure the project is completed.
Good news is the minister stood on the floor of Parliament to give assurance he's been on the road and has seen it himself. So I can assure you, actions are on the ground. We are talking, and I'm very confident very soon the contractor will be on site. As I've indicated, it is a very major contract, 800 million, and it's not going to be easy, especially when there is no funding allocated to it at the time of awarding the contract. But President Mahama is not here to lament. Our road minister is not here to lament. They are here to deal with the mess that has been left in the road sector. And I'm very confident under Honorable Kwame Agboja, the road minister, this problem is going to be fixed.
Wow.
Road situation everywhere. Deplorable road. Some abandoned projects, some they've not been touched at all. Some maintenance have been done on it. And it tells you that we have a long way to go. The roads minister is touring some places. I'm sure that he would also expect these places that we've brought you on your screens. The Ahima Kokobin Road, the Takrade Interchange, the Yendi Chiraponi Road, the Jinijini Road, among others. But let's go on to the phone lines. We're going to have a conversation of the resource people and also the authorities that be, and have a conversation with them on measures that are being put in place to, one, either fix the road, or two, get the road motorable. Because like it's stated, we can have most of our food items or our produce in hinterlands, but the fact that they cannot be easily transported to the big cities, that is where we are going to have post-harvest losses. Individuals are now stuck in their homes. They can't easily move to hospitals. Drivers are scared that if you use our vehicles on this road, we are supposed to go to the mechanic shop every now and then.
That will also make transportation a bit higher.
Spare parts are very expensive. Fuel is also another issue to talk about on a different day. among others. So what even happens when the road project stalls? When the road project stalls, that means you would have to backdate or whatever it is and pay the contractor again. Some of the road projects, the roads minister that we have now, Governor Kwame Agboja, has stated that some road projects, they would terminate the contract of some road contractors who do not do good job or they do shoddy work. The road contractors, on the other hand, have also stated as pay us what you owe us. Some road contractors have not been paid, and once you've not been paid, the contractor cannot go back on site. And it tells you that the government is doing its bit, the road contractors are doing its bit, but there's a loophole somewhere.
Yeah, I think they need to come to some sort of understanding. Do you understand? Even if it's the issue of payment, they need to sit down and talk about it and say, okay, if we can't pay you now, what can we do? There needs to, like, there has to be some sort of agreement for these things to happen. And you know, what actually made me feel sad in this whole situation is the issue of the pregnant women.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I mentioned earlier that roads are actually lifelines to trade, education, and healthcare. Healthcare is one important factor that roads are lifelines to. But before we continue, we actually have the MP for Triponi on the line. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. You're welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you. First of all, let me say good morning to your cherished listeners and then my constituents as well.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with the reality on the ground. How bad is the road situation in your area?
It is very terrible right now. I must say that this road, it didn't start today. It has been persistent for a long time. The road was awarded to two contractors in 2016. Unfortunately, the NDC government lost power to the NPP, and the road was abandoned. The contractor from Yendi to Garikuka currently is abandoned and is no more on site. The one from Garikuka to Cherponi and to Yoku is on site currently. What is currently happening is that the contractor from Garikuka to Cherponi is working hard to, as a matter of fact, to make sure that we get a very good road from Garikuka to Yoku.
Right.
During the rainy season to make the road more travel to pedestrians, to the vehicles, to traffic. But we don't have contractors from Yendi to Garikuka.
Right.
Which is the very bad portion of the road.
Right. And have you heard of any reason why there are no contractors for that? Is it a matter of money?
I cannot say that.
Right.
It's a matter of money because the one I know is that the contract was cancelled. The one from Yendi, it was cancelled, and it has not been re-awarded.
Wow. Okay.
Currently. So, and that is the serious part of the road. That stretch, that's where mostly the armed robbers attack our people on the road. Currently, we are experiencing rainy season in Tripoli right now. And soon, once the rainy season starts, we are going to be cut off. Tripoli will become an island. We cannot even move to Saboba, Yendi, or Kushewo.
Right.
All the three cardinal points will be blocked. We don't have access to any place in Ghana.
Wow.
You made mention of the worst part of the worst part of the road, and the contract has been cancelled. There is no contractor on site now. Are you informed? Have you been informed as to why that contract was cancelled?
The contract was cancelled before the NDC came to power. Currently, I'm in talk with the Minister for Roads and Highway. He was there recently with the President, and I can assure you that they have given us They are aware that the contractor, the road will be awarded to a contractor very soon. That's what the president said when he visited Yana Palace recently.
So has we know the roads minister is touring some roads. Has he been there yet?
Yes, he has been there, I think, 2 weeks ago. Yes, and he has asked the contractor, he has given some portion of the road to a contract for the contractor to work on some bridges so that we can have access during the rainy season.
Right. And you also mentioned another road which actually has a contractor working on right now. Has the contractor given you, like, say, a time range of when the road will be completed?
So currently, in 2016, when the road was awarded to the contractor, it was supposed to be completed within 36 months. And because it was abandoned from 2016 up to 2024. So it's just recently that the contractor has come back to site, or he has returned to site. So given that timeline, 36 months, it means that they will still have within that period to complete the road. Because for eight good years, the contractor was not on the road.
Right.
Wow.
So I believe that the 36 months is still...
It's still what it is. Yeah.
Okay, now, well, thank you so much for your time, and we will still keep our eyes on that road. That is a Yendi Chereponi road, and we will bring you up to speed what that update will be. Al-Hassan Seidu Alajo as the MP for Chereponi. We still have other resource individuals on a line. Mumuni Mohammed, Assembly Member for the Kabangpe electoral area, if I mentioned it right. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What's the name of your electoral area again?
Yeah, the name is Apeliso electoral area. That comprises Kananto, Kabangpe, Groupe, and Seyiri.
Okay, and the road, that is a Yendi to Chereponi, is within your electoral area, I guess?
Not Chereponi, it's rather Fufulso Solar Road.
Okay, Fufuso Solar Road. What is we've seen it on screen, what is the current state of the road? After our reporter came there, has it worsened or some form of work is going on the road as we speak now?
Yeah, I think the situation still remains the same. The pictures you saw were just recent one, I think some 3-4 days ago that I visited the scene with you. Actually, like here, the story was being reported by your outfit. The road was awarded in 2012 to 2 Chinese companies. Then in 2015, thereabouts, it was commissioned. So I came into office as an assemblyman in September 2015, by which time the road had been handed over to government and what have you. But I was told that in the contract, it has a liability period of a year, of which if there's any damage, the contractor has to come back and do it. But it appears that during the construction, as the contractor was going on, portions of the roads kept, spoiling. So he was coming back from time to maintain it. I think after the 1 year liability period elapses, he went away and the road became worse. So the picture you saw are the true states of portions of the road, especially that particular portion fall within my electoral area. So for now, I think that is what I can say.
So when you say he was working on a portion of the road and another portion was, spoiling, you understand? I do not get it. Is it that what he was working on was not right? Please, can you give us the picture?
That is exactly my belief from the layman point of view. As the contractor was still on site, cars were applying the roads. So portions of the road were sinking.
Wow.
So he will come back, recoup that particular area,
and patch it.
And patch it. Then soon after, you see another portion go down again. So he just managed the system until the 1 year period, liability period, elapses, and he went away. And the route went from back to west.
Wow.
So that is the current state. So in my response to some of these comments, I was saying that the engineers we have in the country are not also helping us. I believe that somebody was detailed to monitor and supervise the work.
Exactly.
So if the person has been on the ground, ensuring that the contractors do the genuine work, I'm sure we will not be getting to where we are now.
Right.
So from what you are seeing on the screen now, does it mean that this road has been tarred before?
I said it was in 2012.
When
the whole road, the entire road was, given for construction.
It was given for construction, we understand, in 2012.
Yes, so it was worked on.
It was worked on.
Everything was worked on.
And it was tarred.
Yes, everything was worked on, including the portions that you have seen. And I can tell you that several accidents have been happening on portions of this road. I remember the former MPP regional chairman, Buguri Nabu, had an accident on that stretch of road, on portions of the road that were, damaged at that time, because he thought that the road was good, and the driver came and ran into one of the potholes, and they had an accident. If you could remember, I think that was prior to 2016, I think around 2016 thereabouts. That is the state now.
What is the current plan for the road? I'm sure you may have engaged the authorities, the roads minister, the regional minister, the
current.
Exactly. Or
you are talking about the current what?
Plan.
Whichever authority you have engaged concerning this road, what is the plan for the road now?
Yeah, I think recently there was a Gondela Youth Association that the sector minister for roads represented the president in that meeting. He made mention that they are going to look at it. We are only hoping and pray that it will be worked on. And maybe probably from your media house, other stakeholders would have seen the report and also want to take it up.
For clarity's sake, this road connects which areas, which communities, which regions, which towns, if you can share with us.
This is a road that is connecting Upper West to Northern region. And that is also the major road that links Savannah, the entire Savannah region. That is just the major road that passes through directly from Damango to Fuso to Sola. Now, because the Bole Bambwe road went west, now you recall somewhere last year, there was a road cut between Bole Bambwe area, the Dolly Bridge. So this road serves as an alternative to commuters from Accra to Wa. Other than passing through Bambwe, they would rather pass through Damango here to Wa.
Right.
So that also helped the worsen the situation, because heavy trucks that were not passing here, all of them all of a sudden, including Burkina Faso, all of a sudden were now using the road, and it went from bad to west.
All right, so obviously you have painted a picture of how the roads, got messed up, especially with there being someone that had worked on it before. But from what it looks like, it's so hard to believe that someone has actually, or a contractor, a whole company has actually worked on it before, and this road has actually been tarred before. Now, in your own view, what would you say is the issue? Is it the issue of poor supervision, poor materials, or just corruption?
My personal view, from where I stand, I believe that it is poor supervision. Because it is not right that a contractor will be working on the roads. When he has not left sites, portions of the road will begin to sink. That was exactly the situation. So the gravel were not well compacted, I believe.
All right.
If it were compacted, sinking would not have been done. And it is not just the surface alone that we're removing. If it were to be the surface alone, we would have attributed that one to the poor quality of the materials.
Right.
But the road itself was sinking. Portions of it would just go down. They have to come, recoup it, fill it again, let the, pillow there, whatever, now runs on it, then they patch it. Then a different portion again will pick up. So I think that is how the whole situation went on.
Well, so now the regional minister has, that is the roads minister has come there to give you the assurance that
he has actually used that road, yes, just about 2 weeks ago. So.
that something will be done on it. Is there any mechanism you are going to use to be monitoring from his side, and how soon he's going to go by his words?
Yeah, I think once we have your media outfit, sometimes because we are politicians, it's not everything that you're able to push so much. The highway, what's the name? Is it
Ghana Highways Authority
Department? Yeah, exactly so. I think they are equally there, and they will also be responsible. Maybe once one get to them, they'll be able to give more information. So once they are with us in the regional capital, I think I have to make a follow-up to them. Maybe whatever they have also pushed, they will also update me so that we'll know that this is how they are working. And because sometimes they are technocrats, it is difficult for them to come openly to say A, B, or C.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Right,
the assembly member for the Kambampe electoral area, Mumuni Mohammed, who spoke to us extensively about the Fufusu Sola Bole Road, which is in a deplorable state. To say that this road has been constructed before and it's been tarred, I just needed to get that information right.
I was so
that it had been tarred before.
I was so confused.
This was just in 2012 to 2014, maybe 2 years, and just within that period from 2014 to 2024. This is the state of the road, 10 years.
It went back to red sand.
But this
it's so shocking because, you know, when he was explaining it, I was like, no, I'm not hearing right. Sorry, sir, please repeat. Do you mean that while it's being fixed, it's still being like,
are we supposed to have road contracted or constructed and later we would have it in a very deplorable state? What shoddy work and other things?
I'm just concerned about
the roads minister has spoken about shoddy work actually. So
I'm just concerned about who is accountable to supervising. Somebody needs to be held accountable to supervising. It's not just about getting the contractor or getting the contractor or the contracting company and say, okay, these are the people, but then and giving them money.
Normally, when it comes to road construction, there is the contractor there is a consultant there, and there is the employer. So the employer, the consultant can be representing the employer. Say the employer is the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and the consultant can be a company that is supposed to supervise what the work is before the consultant serves like trying to put check on the contractor. So if the contractor is not doing a good job, the employer, that is the Roads and Highways Ministry, would now turn to
the consultant.
That you are not monitoring the work well. And once you are not monitoring the work well, that means you are not doing a good job, and the job will be taken away from you. But the materials also put in the construction and all that also plays a role.
But as a consultant, are you not supposed to know which is the best material to use? Because I feel like before I even give you the contract, you must show me why you can do the job. That's why sometimes it will be unfair. It will actually be unfair to say, let's stick to contractors that we know their jobs. That will mean there will be no opportunities to, you know, new companies maybe that can actually do the job. But with situations like this, it even makes it hard to say, let me give a new person the job.
But sometimes to treating of the soil or of the road itself is also another concern. For instance, you are supposed to build the road or you're supposed to do the stretch. You haven't really done your studies well, or whatever they call it, geotech and all that. All the details they need to do to know whether the soil is right to receive a particular bitumen or the asphalting and all that. There is a process that they go through.
Yes.
But maybe cutting corners. We know that this is what we are supposed to do, but this is a contract of like, say, $70 million. Let's use like $20 million. Let's get it done for just a short period of time and move away. Another problem is maintenance, because some of the contractors or engineers I've spoken to, the enemy for a road is water.
Water.
Yes. So if a place or a road should develop pothole and it's not fixed or it's not maintained, within a period of time it gets widened, and it becomes pothole, and once there is a pothole, it scrapes off the road gradually, and it becomes like what we are seeing.
Yes.
What we are seeing on the screens right now with the solar
These
road.
are not just
And
these are not simple potholes. Like
I was just asking myself. So this is a road that was tarred before.
Yeah.
It's just a serious
shocking.
one. Yeah,
it's
very shocking.
really shocking to see that road was tarred before.
It's-
But then again, that also brings up the question of, if we have given you the contract and you do such shoddy jobs, don't you think they should be called out? Don't you think there should be like punitive measures to it? No, I know you can just take your money and disappear, but you will never have to have another job. That's the truth.
Or sometimes getting paid at the ministry or getting paid by the authorities is also another concern. Some sort of monitoring should be done, but one of these days we'll get the roads minister to explain to details on what they are looking out for before they pay the contractors.
So anyway, I think we have the MP for Bono on the line right now. Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You are welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. So let's just get straight into it. What are your thoughts about the situation of the road in your area?
The Jenny Road.
Yeah, the road we are talking about is the Jenny Sampa Road, which is 80 kilometers. Contract was awarded on the 11th December 2024.
Right. 4
clear days after the election, at the contract sum of $50 million and the equivalent rate converting to 800 million Ghana cedis.
Okay.
No commencement certificate was issued. Officially, the contractor has not been handed the site. And it's a major concern for the good people of Brikun West, German South, and German North. These 80 kilometers goes through these 3 major constituencies, and that is a major concern, because it is a strategic trunk road that also links us to Côte d'Ivoire. And you know the regional integration, you know economic importance of this road, because it's a major road that also transports the bulk of cashew that we export. So the situation is terrible. The road has been in a deplorable state since 2017, 2018 to date. And I'm excited, very happy to say that the Minister for Roads and Highways has been on the road after I asked an urgent question in Parliament. And I'm very confident very soon the contractor will be given the green light to come to site.
So what is the issue? Is it that the contract was awarded was hurriedly awarded, or funds weren't made available for the contractor to be on site, and now the road is in this state?
Combination of all these factors. One, funds was not available. It was not captured in any budget. Funds unavailable. And the contractor was not issued with commencement certificate to go to the site. In fact, as I said, it was signed on the 11th December after the election. So if the previous government really had a good intention of constructing the road, they were in office for 8 good years. And let me give you background history. That construction started far back under President Mahama 1, 2015, 2016. The whole stretch was clarified. What we normally call the first coat was put on the surface. It was left with the second coat and maybe asphalt filling. NDT left power. And the whole road was left to deteriorate to the level that we are seeing today. Then, after losing election, 4 days after losing election, a contract was signed no source of funding, no commencement certificate, and that has been left for this government to deal with. And as President Mahama said, this government is not here to lament. The government is here to solve problems. And the minister has taken the bull by the horn, inspected the road himself, and all stakeholders are convinced beyond every reasonable doubt that this road is of strategic socioeconomic importance, not only to Bono region, but to Ghana as a whole. And for that matter, something needs to be done. So that is the situation we have now.
All right, sir. I just want to pick your brain on this. Do you believe that the road distribution agenda is politically biased?
Are you talking about the current government or
no, like
previous?
In general.
In general, what are your thoughts on it?
Generally, it shouldn't be. It should be, in fact, socioeconomic importance should be one, especially where we get chunk of our agricultural produce to the cities. If the roads are not good, economically, the whole nation is losing. So all these factors must come into play. And of course, regional distribution should also be taken into account. All parts of Ghana must be developed. And for that matter, that's why I'm saying for this particular road, in fact, the entire stretch is 119 from Sunyani East, Sunyani West, Brekum East, Kum West, German South, German North. So constituencies are affected.
Yeah.
You look at how many people are affected, you look at the economic benefits of that road, you look at the impact on the welfare and the social well-being, the health. So, for instance, with the 80-kilometer stretch engulfed with dust pollution, you can imagine the health implications. So, what these factors must be taken into place, must be taken into consideration before arriving at a decision which roads should be prioritized. And that's what we're talking about. So for me, these all must come in. It should not be political, but unfortunately, in the last couple of years, we all saw a lot of political routes, especially the build-up election. Contractors were all over, and none of them was completed. You come to my constituency, my district, I can tell you Adom Junction, Adom Town, Tobebi, Ebisasi, contractor has been on the site in the last 8 years, uncompleted. In Sapo, Ebi Junction, contractor was on the site for 8 good years, uncompleted. Then we talk about the almighty trunk road, Jine Sampa Road. Nothing has been done. And we have several such instances. So if these were not political routes, if I should put it, or were not motivated by political considerations, electoral considerations, what else could they be?
You said that Jini Sampa Road is 80 kilometer, and you said there's a longer stretch which is 190 kilometer affecting 12 constituencies. The 190, come again?
Yeah. The 19, the main road is from Sunyani to Sampa.
So that entire road, has it been worked on? That is out of, let's take the 80 out of the 190. Has the 110 kilometer been worked on?
No, the situation is the entire stretch is 119. Out of
119, okay.
80 has been awarded. That is the first phase.
Okay.
But the 80 is the west part of the road. The remaining Brekum to Sunyani is quite okay. But Jine to Sampa is in such a deplorable state that the distance that usually cars should have taken 1 hour, you are doing about 4 hours. Wow. So that stretch has been prioritized, the 80, and that has been the one under contract.
Okay.
The rest is not under contract, but eventually is part of the entire trunk road linking the regional capital Sunyani to Cote d'Ivoire at the Sampa border.
Okay. So 119. And you said the roads minister, he's been there. Secondly, what are you doing as the member of parliament monitoring that this road be constructed under your regime?
Your parliamentary correspondent might have informed you that just a month into office as a member of parliament, I raised an urgent question on the floor. The minister explained the whole situation, and I followed up to his office. He came to the field to inspect. We had discussions, and I'm still engaging with the minister, engaging with the highways and the other relevant authorities. So there are a lot more going on behind the scenes. That is why I've already stated that I'm very confident that very soon the contractor will be on site.
Thank you so much for your time. But before you go, your constituency is a food basket, I guess.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much for.
Let me tell you this. Apart from cashew, apart from cocoa, my constituency is among the top 5, the whole Ghana, in terms of tomato production.
Oh.
And with right irrigation systems, with financial support, my constituency alone can provide 400 metric.
Hello? We lost him. Sorry, we lost him. We wish we got him back. He said his constituency can produce enough tomatoes. You know, there is tomato shortage in.
Hello.
Okay. So complete that for us. You were talking about something around farming in your constituency and how it can help the country.
Can you say that again, please?
Yeah, you were talking about farming in your constituency and how the road construction can help the farmers in that area.
Exactly, that's what I've said. Currently, we're spending $400 million importing tomato. When if farm roads, irrigation systems, and financial support, if these very things are provided for the farmers of my constituency, that constituency alone can provide about half the total consumption needs of this country in terms of tomato. Quite apart from that, it is also one of the top producing districts in terms of cashew and cocoa. That is why the need for good roads for my constituency cannot be overemphasized. You cannot delink productivity. You cannot delink economic benefits from agriculture. You cannot delink a great for economic transformation from good roads. And these are the prerequisites for good agriculture performance indicators.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Dixon Tradia is the NP for Brekum West in the Bono region, and he has shared with us what the nature of the Gini Sampa road is like and how that road will help the country immensely if it's being fixed. It's just serious, because if we are in the Greater Accra region, we are having issues with food and all that, prices are high and all that, and in the hinterlands or the rural areas, we can have food items brought into the cities. Why can't the road be constructed? But a message I'm receiving is saying in road construction, only regional ministers who give the approval for payment, which shouldn't be. So it has to start from the districts to the top. Who watches the watchman? The consultants do not have a say whether the road has been done with good materials or not. So the regional ministers, they have a say in it, but the districts that we would go and complain to them, the MCEs, the DCEs, the mayors, They do not have a say in it.
Yeah.
Yes. So who is monitoring?
Exactly.
If a road construction is going on in my municipality and I do not have a say as to how much you are going to be paid or how the payment is going to go, and you are asking me to monitor this road project, I'll just sit aloof and get it done a way it should be done. Just that, for some political reasons, I would visit the road and inspect one or two things.
So that means we'll always have the issue of accountability. It's never going to be taken seriously.
Of course, it's not.
And I think it's an issue. I mean, this what you just said now is something that should be looked into. Everybody should play a part in it. Everybody should be a stakeholder.
The MMDCs are actually pushing that they should play a role in the signing of contracts, of road contracts or road projects. So if the contractor is taking the road contract, the MMDC should be in there and should watch how the construction is going to go, how it's going to benefit the community or the area he or she supervises and all that, not just the regional minister. And from what the MP has said, the MP for Brekum West has said, it's a key issue that has to be resolved, because if we do not have good roads, how are the farmers going to transport or cut their goods from whatever it is to the big cities? And in the big cities, everything is expensive. The fact that we say that we cannot easily get the food from the village to the city, so we will sell it at a very high price for you, because we are paying for transportation, we are incurring cost when it comes to human resource, transporting the goods from one place to another, among other things. So it now ends up on us, the ordinary citizens, that now that the road is not being fixed well or is not being done, we have to bear the brunt.
We have to bear the brunt, always. And also, I also think it's important for, like I said, I've been saying it since yesterday, everything should not be politicized. Everything should not be politicized. So, you know, and that's what he said. He also talked about it being politically motivated most of the time, which I think should not be that way, especially for regions that can serve the country.
Well,
talking about the issue of tomato.
Very important. Tomato is expensive now in Accra. It's very expensive now in Accra.